This is a 2020 Paul Reed Smith SE Mark Holcomb signature guitar. My English is not perfect. I don't know how to say Holcomb, Mark Holcomb. It's just, anyways, it's his signature guitar. He's the guy from Periphery, and he's known for actually using these guitars, these SE guitars, live on stage and in his clinics and stuff. He will go to a clinic somewhere, just pick up one of these guitars from the wall and just start playing it right away. Like he's happy with the way these guitars are made, and I'm not surprised. This thing is amazing. It's so good. It's not the cheapest PRS you can get, but I think the reason is that these pickups are quite expensive, but they are insane. They're so good, they're so clear, articulate, punchy. I'm not going to say perfect pickup, but pretty freaking close. So I'm just going to go through a bunch of tones like I did with the 2017 model, which I have here next to me. I'm just making these videos for fun. You can compare them if you want, but to my ears and my experience playing these both, they are identical up to, like a percentage of a difference, which is just like, I guess, a margin of manufacturing kind of tolerance. The first thing that strikes me with these guitars, both of them, is the neck. And I mean the neck as a whole. It's so smooth. There's like, you can just kind of like do anything, touch it anywhere and just like roll your fingers over it. Everything is just so smooth and perfect. The satin back of the neck is so slippery, but like perfect. If you just slightly grab it, you'll have a good grab, but if you want to slide around, it's just going to be like a dream. The frets are so good. I don't know any of the specs of these guitars. I don't even look up what they're made from or anything. I just want to, pick them up, play them, and just, give my opinion on what it's like to have this guitar in my hand and what it sounds like. The frets, I don't know, maybe they're stainless. I don't know, it could be, but they're super smooth. Like you can just bend, and it's just the resistance is none. There's no resistance. It's so nice. I have a bunch of guitars here that I've like personally gone through the fretwork of, and I'm trying to make them as good as I possibly can. I'm learning still, but what I've noticed is that even though I polish them as well as I possibly can to make them smooth, I haven't been able to get them to the level of this guitar, of smoothness, of when you bend the guitar, it feels like you're bending on nothing. And for me, I think the neck is good. I generally don't prefer a super slim neck. I know some of the Ibanez guitars have a super duper slim neck. Like I have a 7-string, it's wide and it's very slim, but because it's wide, it kind of makes it a little bit chunkier in your hands, I guess. But if it was a 6-string, it would be super tiny. But this is like a good mid-range. It's like I have a Fender Stratocaster from 1987, and the neck of that one is quite a bit chunkier than this one. This is like a happy medium. I don't know anything about the shape. It's probably like a C shape or something. I used to have a Paul Reed Smith US made from 2000 custom 22, like a 10 tops, which is one of those guitars that has like a super duper nice top, and that guitar is good, but I prefer this one, so it's probably half the price. Okay, so the guitar is tuned in drop C. I'm not going to take it up to standard E because it's just set up for this tuning. But I'm going to go through a bunch of riffs, and it's going to, I think, mainly going to be riffs that are, written for standard E or drop D tuning, and you might recognize some of it, but I'm just gonna play it anyways and you know, just have some fun with it. So I've had these guitars, both of them, for I think like 3 or 4 weeks now. Sorry guys that I've been borrowing them for so long. But the thing is, because I'm so used to guitars that don't have such smooth bending, you know, on the frets. The frets are so smooth that I'm actually, my tendency is to overstretch, because it's just like it goes so easily that I quite often, as you probably heard in the example before, I quite often overstretch and I kind of go a bit too far. And that's just me not being, you know, quite accustomed to these guitars. I'm sure if you get one, you'll just tune into it quite quickly. But I've got a bunch of other guitars which are all different, so, and I just tend to not lock into the way they bend so quickly. I'd have to play them quite a bit more to kind of figure that stuff out. And I'm just not that much of a shredder or solo guy, even though I enjoy it, but I'm just... All right, enough playing. You know, conclusion, amazing guitar. You know, if you are considering anything in this price range, then This guitar can do pretty much anything you want it to, except maybe like very classic low gain Les Paul stuff, I guess. Like there's some guitars that have quite low output pickups. These are not that, but if you do anything else, then these pickups will sound amazing. And since you have the split coil option, you can do so much stuff, and you can soften the tone just by pulling up this little knob here, and you'll have not strat tones, but you'll get closer to it than with any guitar that doesn't have split or single coil pickups. So I think you can't go wrong with this guitar, to be perfectly honest. The setup right from factory is pretty much perfect. I haven't done anything to this except I just checked if the intonation was spot on, and it was almost perfect. I just made very minor adjustments. So let me know, have you played this guitar? Do you have this guitar, or are you thinking about getting it? If so, tell me in the comments, like what's your thoughts on it? And please consider subscribing if you like my videos, because I will be making quite a bit more of them, of other guitars and, you know, guitar related stuff, as well as covers and, you know, all that stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching.